Hello, my name is Ben, and I'll be doing a brief segmentation tutorial here today. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone to always take notes. This metadata is very important moving forwards. You're going to want to keep track of everything, and if you can keep track of things that work, things that don't work, what you run into, that can really inform us on how to write better algorithms for automating the segmentation. So here we are with Volume Cartographer. We'll open our volume. And there it is. I'm working on scroll 2 right now. And here we are. To move around inside, you have the mouse wheel. Takes you up and down. And then if you hold Alt, it takes you left and right. Let's zoom out as much as we can here. Okay, so we're looking for something to segment. Essentially, if you can segment it with the naked eye, the algorithm is going to have a good chance. So if we zoom in this area here, it's real hard to tell what's going on, right? You can't segment that with your eyes, so the algorithm is not going to be able to. So we're looking for places, right, where there's clear separation between sheets. So, right, so we can segment all these little bits in here, right? This, there's no way, nothing to do. Okay, some segmentation in here. Okay, a bunch in here to do, and so on. Okay, and our image here, it's about 16 or 17,000 slices high for the whole scroll, and we're on slice 0 right now. And so there's a ton of area to explore here. So let's go up to 4,000. Okay, bunch of lines here we could segment. Right. Very difficult. Very difficult. Some in there. Okay, right. Now this is a great region. Lots of individual pieces of paper. And so when we find an area of interest, what we want to do is we want to look up and down the scroll to see how far these go before they press together or disintegrate or bend too far out of the plane. So we're at 4,000. Let's go up to 4,200. Okay, right? There's still lots of lines here. Let's go up to 4,500. Yeah. A lot of these lines are still going, right? This is a great region. So let's go back below 4,000, say to 3,800 and see. Okay, right, it's gotten a fair bit messy in here, but outside here, these ones, they're still fairly good. Let's drop down to 3,500. And, right, starting to get destroyed in here, but there's still a fair bit here to do. Okay, so, just segment whatever you can, and then we can always stitch them together later. All right, so let's just do a nice little small segment here and see what happens. Okay. Okay, so we want to start a new segment. So click on New. Okay. And click on Pen Tool. Okay, so now we want to draw a line on the segment we want to segment. So, we've got a fairly distinct piece here. Yeah. So let's try drawing a line here. You only need to draw enough dots to get through the contours, and you want to stay on the side of the sheet facing the inside of the scroll, because that's where the ink is going to be, right? So this thick piece of paper that's sort of separating, the ink's going to be on the front surface, facing the inside of the scroll, okay? So we want to follow these contours, staying inside the page, but a little bit closer to that front edge. Okay, that's enough for now. Got a little segment there, that's great. Click off the pen tool, come over to our segmentation tool. Okay, we don't need to worry about any of these values at this point, so we'll leave everything as is. And generally, within 100 slices, the segment is going to fall apart, and we're going to have to move dots around to get it back on the piece of paper. So usually you go up by 50 or 100 slices. I'll do 75 slices. And click Start. Okay, so now we're done here. While that was segmenting, it's a good time to take some notes, write down the number of your path, of your segment, and get things set up. And remember to save often. Sometimes these things crash. You don't want to lose your work. Okay, so here we are. Now, to move up and down slices in the image, we can go one by one using next and previous, or we can hold down the shift key and go up 10 slices at a time. So let's do that and see how long it takes for our dots to leave the line. Right, looking pretty good so far. Starting to get real close up here. Yeah, righted itself, looking great. It's curved off here a fair bit. We've lost it, but I'm not going to worry about the very end too much. Okay, we're losing it a bit here, but right, see, it latches onto the bright bit and kind of diverges, but so far so good, right? This is great. Okay. So here we are. That was fantastic. And often I'll go in and clean up a line, but this line looks super clean. Okay, so let's segment that again. And we're at 4275, so let's go up to 4400. Okay, so it's now done, and let's see how we did. So again, moving up 10 slices at a time. Right? Okay, boom. We've lost it. Okay, now it's jumped off the line here because, as you can see, if we zoom in a little bit, this algorithm starts fading out. Right, it's brighter. It's just starting to, yeah. Now the question is it going to bounce back onto the line, or is it just going to drift off? It's just drifting off. Right, we got to fix that. Okay, so this is a perfect example of what happens, and there's lots of new algorithms being worked on that do this less frequently. Okay, so we're going to click on our segmentation tool. We have to go in and fix this. I'm going to zoom in. While we're going, we may as well clean up the line if necessary. Looks really good though. Wow. And here's our impact range. This is how many dots are affected as we drag them. So we'll go right down to 2 and just pull that back a little bit. And then, might go right up to 10 here. Pull it back into the light, as it were. Okay. And now that's what? That's about 7 maybe. Okay, went a bit too far. Clean it up. Okay, so here we are. That's pretty good. That's pretty clean. Anything else? No, everything looks good. I might just pull this guy. There we go. Okay, so let's zoom back out. right? Our line is nice and clean now. And let's do another segmentation. Okay, so first things first, let's save again. Very important. All right, now let's test this out. Again, 10 at a time. Keep on going. Wait and see if something falls off. Okay, we've already fallen off. All right. Oh no, we've fallen off here and here. Right? Ah, they're not finding their way back. Okay. Spoiler alert. We have some other algorithms going that don't fall off the line nearly as often. Really fantastic, right? But they do eventually fall off the line, right? So even our best algorithms, at some point, this is going to happen. So we don't want, we don't want to be going and moving this right here and making a real discrete jump in the segment. We want to see like where they're just starting to come off, maybe go down one slice at a time and figure out where the problem really happens, right? And that's good enough, right? So get our segmentation tool out again, zoom way in, clean up the line. I mean, it looks pretty good. We could move a few things around here. We want to be sitting on that inside edge a little bit, Okay, now here's the problem area. We'll just bring that back, right? Right, everything's looking pretty good. We can probably see I'm constantly hitting this impact range, constantly going here and changing it. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to map this onto hotkeys on your keyboard, so you're not moving the mouse 5,000 times a day, right? 7, I mean, maybe that's 8. Move it just a little bit closer. And we want to bring this way back because we are falling off. Right. And maybe get down to 1. Just okay, right? And then boom, start, go again, right? And as we go along, we'll become much faster at moving our little dots, and our algorithms will be better at keeping the dots on the line. So anyways, this is the process. One thing I should mention is that here, actually, let's wait for this to finish. Maybe there's a good opportunity here to do it. Yeah, this is a critical component. As we are segmenting along, sometimes the segment we're on will get much shorter or much longer, right? So the end bit will just keep it, will keep on falling off because it's just turned into a mess here. Or the line will turn out to be, oh my goodness, what? It's so much longer, right? Whoa, oh, where's it go? Okay, right, this is suddenly a huge segment, right? Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to remember where this is, right? We start right here. Okay, so now we want to do we want to record this. Where are we? Okay, so in our notes, we will have recorded 202 305 010 4514. Okay, and we started it at 4200. We should have written that down at the beginning, right? Instead of trying to remember. And where did we go? We went to 4466. 4466. Okay, now, okay, so now we can't just extend this line as is. We have to start a new segment, and that's fine. Okay, so we want to start. We're going to remember where this is. Maybe even take a screenshot of it, and so we'll start a new one. Oh no, yeah, save it. Oh, started a new one. Now we're down here, right? So I want to zoom in. Okay, so we want to get our pen tool out. And this is our line. So we want to start again, drawing our line. Okay. But this time we're going to draw our line across the entire thing, all the way. You know, I mean, the more accurate this is, the longer it's going to take for it to fall off the line when you segment. So go as slow as you need to capture everything, right? So now, okay, so here's our line. Done with the pen tool. Go into our segmentation tool. And let's run that segmentation. Okay, so it's done segmenting. Now while segmenting, I wrote down the number of our new path here. And it's starting at, I started at 4331. Okay, right? So there's gonna be some overlap there, but overlap is totally fine. There's nothing wrong. It's not gonna harm anything. It's actually good to have a little bit of overlap. Okay, so now suddenly we're working with a much bigger path here now, right? Okay, so let's see how long it takes to fall off. Oh, see, it fell off right away. This is fine. I'm not too worried about that, but look here. Okay, right, it's fallen off so fast. Okay, so we go slice with, oh wait, sorry. Right, so we go single slice by single slice so we can inspect why it's falling off. But spoiler alert, the new algorithms we're testing out aren't going to fall off as easily. Right, but it's just, right, it's just faded out too much. The difference between this light gray and this dark gray, there isn't enough contrast for this line to stay latched on. So anyways, so so what we do is we grab our segmentation tool, right? Crank it up to impact range to 10 and pull this, right? Start to learn how to do this like a little bit faster, right? We can just pull it back and maybe pull this off a little bit, right? Then we just zip along. Are there any other problem areas? Oh yeah, got a little problem area here, right? Pull that off. It's kind of going a little bit wacky there, but it's not too bad. Pull this to the other side, right? Right? Okay, boom. Start. Go. Keep it going, right? This is the game we're playing. And as you can see, again, the goal is to use this to figure out how to make better automated algorithms, because it means we have to tinker with this less. It can take several hours to make a decent sized sheet. So anyway, so this is the process. And as the way I made this segment longer, because I realized the line was longer, if the line becomes shorter, you start a new segment, you make it shorter, and you just keep on going until it's insignificantly smaller, it evaporates, or whatever happens. Anyways, so have fun with this. I wish you all luck. It's all very exciting, and until next time.